All right. Good morning, Alta Realty Group agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing. And today we're going to have an awesome webinar. We're going to go through actually creating your lead funnel. We've kind of referenced it a bunch. Travis has talked about it. And so today we're going to go full nuts and bolts, exactly how you do it, step by step. And we'll show you an example as well. So it should be a really, really exciting webinar today. I've got my coffee. I'm all fired up. So before we get too far in, first of all, just want to thank a lot of the agents that are new for joining us today. I know we've got Jane Nathan on the line. Good morning, Jane. And a lot of our regulars, of course. So welcome, everybody. And I also want to bring on Bill Seitz, the CEO of Clearview Mortgage. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, good morning, Kevin.
All right, how are we doing today?
I got my coffee too.
All right, come on. So, nice work. So today, before we get into our presentation, Bill, is there anything going on out there in mortgage land that we need to know about?
Yeah, I sent a link this morning. I don't know if you got it. I was gonna play, or if you don't have it right this second, maybe we can do it at the end of the webinar. But I thought there was a good, huh?
Yeah, I said I can grab it.
Yeah, so I just, for those who are unfamiliar with our kind of the way we run our webinars, usually I try to give any kind of finance or mortgage update in the beginning of the webinar, just so we can kind of keep everyone up to speed of what's happening with just different things that are going on in the marketplace. Last week, we just talked about the FHFA, which is kind of the overseeing body for Fannie and Freddie and Ginnie Mac. And they had announced a 50 basis point, we're going to call it a tax, a tax on all refinances, which they pulled back. And so one of our investor partners, United Wholesale, they put out and those who've been on these webinars from time to time have seen these before, and I like to play them for you guys just so you can hear sometimes from top of a major wholesale lender. You hear directly from the CEO, President Matt Ishbia, and he puts out a thing usually every week or every other week called 3 points. He's a big basketball guy, so they've kind of branded that as a 3 points, as in 3-point shot. He kind of bullets 3 different things that he wants to talk about, and he does it within under 4 minutes. It's really packed with information. And I don't know if, Kevin, if you have that up, but I'd like to share that if possible.
Yeah, totally. No, I've got it up. I can share that.
Okay, yeah, let's watch this, and I'll just run through it real quick when we're done, and then off we go.
Just yell at me if the sound's not coming through.
Okay, sounds good. Perfect.
Okay.
Hi there, I'm Matt Ishbia, President and CEO of UWM, and this is the Weekly Fast Break. This week we talked to our team about the FHFA adjustment. The 50 basis point adjustment is gone. It's gone now until December 1st, which means the day that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac buy the loan is December 1st. So what does this mean to you? All loans that were locked with UWM with this adjustment have now had it taken off. As of today, it will be taken off completely. Whatever status the loan's in, as long as the approval condition are before. If it's at CTC or later, you just got to email the lock desk at ldesk@uwm.com, and they can actually help you do it. We just don't want to mess up any docs that are already out and closings that are going in process. So December 1st will be the new date, but it's going to come on everyone's rate sheet probably September 15th, October 1st, whatever it may be, because they got to close by a date and then still sell to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So it's a big reprieve for the industry, 50 basis points better on all conventional refis than it was just 24 hours ago. So a big win for the industry. Also, the nice news is on FHFA, when it comes back out in December, it's only for loan amounts above $125,000. So the lower loan size of the low to moderate income borrowers are not going to have this adjustment. So positive things across the board by Mark Calabria and FHFA. Also, we talked to our team about turn times. We're closing most loans in 12, 13, 14 days from submission to closing at UWM. Turn times are a little slower than we'd like. As you guys know, we like to be on 2 days on new loans, 1 day on condition. It's behind, but still, closing loans fast is effective, and it's still happening on most loans with UWM. Now, if you need to move things faster, you have fast passes. Fast passes can be purchased, and those are done through your Partner Points toolbox. And so it's simple, it's easy. Those are for anything. If you want 4 business hour on the conditions, as long as there's less than 5 conditions, takes 4 business hours. Also, we came out with our CD changes last week, so it's easier to get the CD out earlier, so you don't need to rush conditions because the CD will go out a lot of times at approved with condition status if you're doing all the things. So talk to your A about that, and don't forget about loan swap too. You got 2 loans in there, you got 1 loan that doesn't need to get out as quick. You can swap it with another loan that's already in turn time late. So closing loans fast, it's still happening every single day, 13, 14 days. It should be about 2 touches. 3 touches max, and you're knocking these things out. So take advantage of it. UWM is still closing loans very fast. You can still submit loans, close them in 10, 12, 14 days all the time with UWM. Also, coming soon, pro ratings. So personalized ratings on how you do. We have the ASR about each broker shop, but now we're getting down to the loan officer level. We have certain loan officers that close loans in 9 days with us all the time, quick, fast, efficiently, with 2-touch loan, 1-touch loan, all the time. Those guys are going to get the highest pro rating and then hopefully get faster turn times than the rest of the market. And people on the reverse side might get put into slower bucket. Now, what does that mean? Our slowest bucket's still faster than everyone in the market, so don't even worry about that. But the key is we want to reward our best loan officers. So talk to your AE. It's all going to be focused on underwriting touches to start, but then we're going to add in some loan quality metrics. We're going to add in some other metrics on partner points and some tool usage because we think using our system, using our tools, and being a great partner to UWM, we want to highly reward those loan officers. Thanks for joining me. I'm Matt Ishbia, President and CEO of UWM, and that was the Weekly Fast Break.
Okay.
So fired up, huh?
Yeah, he's always fired up. He has his coffee before he gets going, that's for sure. That actually was the link prior. I might have sent you the wrong link, Kevin, but he does mention the FHFA, obviously, them pulling it back. The interesting thing is, I haven't noticed any break in pricing. So,
Right.
So, they say they pulled the 50 basis points off the rate sheets, and this is industry wide. Doesn't matter who you are, Bank of America, Home Point, UW. It doesn't matter. This was an industry wide thing. Nobody was exempt from it. They've said they've basically added the credit or just the rate adjustment back into all these rate sheets, all the banks we work with. But I honestly haven't noticed any change in pricing because the loans that were costing a certain amount to get a certain rate before this are still at the same spot they were after. So, I don't know. Who knows if it's smoke and mirrors? We don't know, and I don't think we'll ever know. But anyways, the reason why we do this is just to give you guys an idea of what's happening. I think it's to be a really good realtor, you need to know what's going on in the finance world. You need to have an idea of what the banks are doing, what it's taking to get things done quickly. UWM is one of our premier partners. They are probably the fastest bank in the industry as far as getting things done. So if you do have a loan or you do have a purchase, you've got to get through quickly, and time is of the essence, and that's the most important aspect of your file. Definitely give us a call. So we'll most likely send it there.
Absolutely. Yeah, they've been awesome. Just really good partners for us.
So thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Bill. All right. So without further ado, I'm also going to bring on our corporate broker, Travis Breton. Let's see if Travis is available. Good morning, Travis. Are you here?
I'm here. How's it going?
I'm well. All right, cool. So I know you've done a lot of funnel work and, lead gen. And so you're always a good person to bounce this stuff off of. So I'm going to get into our presentation and, of course, hop in anytime you want, Travis. So the first thing in creating a lead funnel, and what a lead funnel is you're basically, capturing leads. That's all it is, and putting them into your CRM, hopefully. So with our agent marketing system, we have the ability to create funnels. So the way it starts is we create a squeeze page or a landing page. They're the same thing pretty much. The only difference between a squeeze page and a landing page is a landing page can really be anything. It can be a website. It can be just about anything. A squeeze page, on the other hand, is a quote-unquote landing page where there's nowhere else to go but this. That's why we call it a squeeze page. There's no links to go anywhere, right? It's like a dead end. So we're squeezing that person to do what we want them to do, which is fill out this form, right? So that's the only difference between a squeeze page and a landing page. So the first part of the funnel is we have to create a squeeze page where these these leads going to end up when they come in? And, what are they going to see? So we create these are examples of landing pages that I'm working on with Renee. So she's got, one of these she paid for these real estate ebooks. And so you're able to, send people these free books, right? So that's what her little landing page is going to be. So she'll create, her she's already done it. She's created her landing page. And what she'll do is she'll take this URL. This obviously will have its own specific URL, and she'll copy that, and she'll put that into social media. She can put it into Facebook. She can put it into really anywhere. And also this can be used with new email marketing. So you can get creative with this kind of stuff. But you would paste in the landing page here, right? So I'm not going to do it. So what would happen is somebody would land here. They would say, yeah, okay, or they would land on a social media post, and the social media post would say something like, get a free home buying secret book. Click here. So they would click that ad. They would come here, and then what we would do is we would have to, of course, create the drip email campaign that would, first of all, get that person into our CRM, right? And second, we'll get them into our funnel of email drip, right? So what we've done in working with Renee is we've created her custom email drip. Remember, all these email drip campaigns are already they're already in there in the agent marketing system. But we have the ability to create our own. So she's got a divorce book. She's got a home buying secrets book. She's got about 6 or 7 of these books, I believe. So let's take a look at what these letters would look like. So following the kind of the flow again, you would be on a social media page, or you would click on something in an email that says, hey, get the free book. That would take you to the landing page. Customer would fill this out, and immediately they would get this email. Hi, name, because we would collect the name. You don't have to, but we do have the ability to, have that person's name put into there. So thank you for your interest in my book, Home Buying Secrets. You can download the book here, right? So we've said, yes, we're going to give you this book for free, but you have to give us your information, right? That's the trade. So, and of course we have, our information and all that good stuff. So let me close that up. So the next day, they're going to get a very similar email that says, Home Buying Secrets, just making sure. Hey, making sure that you receive my ebook download, just in case. Here it is again. Click here. And so the third part of this is, where do they go to download this? Well, we want to send them to a page on our website. So the third part of creating this lead funnel is creating a custom page where they can actually download the book. And then this sends them to, her little, her book that's online, right? So getting back here, let's close this up. So now that's the entire flow. We've created a landing page, we've created a custom drip campaign, and we've created a page within our website. We've created a custom page within our website that's first home purchase. So that is a lead funnel. Travis, do you have any comment at this point before I continue?
Nope, you're doing a good job.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So and
straightforward so far, yeah.
Okay, good. So this is just literally how you create a lead funnel using our system. There's so many different systems out there, and there's different, CRMs and all that kind of stuff. This is how we do it with our system, and it's really cool because our system encompasses all of these tools. We have everything that we need to create an awesome custom lead funnel for whatever we want to do. So the other part to think about is, okay, so this is one small example of a lead funnel and how to give something away for free, something of value, in order to get a lead, right? That's the whole name of the game of lead funnels. And so let's think about, and I want you guys even to throw into the chat, what are different things that you could possibly give away to entice someone to give us their information? So there, and there's just thousands of different things, right? You can give away some form of free report. You could give away home buying tips. You could give away, free sign up for HomeBot. You know, some of our agents are using HomeBot. Why the heck not? So you can create your funnel around any giveaway that you want. And so you would just structure your giveaway and you would structure your funnel towards whatever the heck you're trying to accomplish, right? So, and where would we use this again? We could use this in newsletters. We could use this in emails. We could use this on social media. We could even put a link to one of our squeeze pages in our signature line. So every person that we're sending an email to has an opportunity to click on a link that gives them something for free, right? So I want you guys to think about how you can use what your expertise is in order to create a really good giveaway to create a lead funnel for your business. So it's different for everybody. Renee happens to be, she has these books. So great, that's what she paid money to, you know, it's part of her marketing. So she's got to now use those books in order to get people to come in and give her information. So let me get back over here into our email drip area. So the other thing I want you guys to think about before I go further is once you've got that person, then you want to structure a whole bunch of email drips. You want to basically be sending them something once a week that has something about what they signed up for. So one little idea I had was, you know, here's one tip from the book that goes out 2 days later. Maybe they haven't opened the book yet, right? We all do that. Oh yeah, give me the free thing, especially when it's free. You don't think about it. It doesn't have as much value. So you've got to remind them. So again, the next day we send them a little reminder, hey, just making sure you didn't, forget to download your book. Then maybe 2 days later, or maybe even 4 or 5 days later, you have just a tip from the book, just one little simple tip. And maybe you continue to flow them tips over, several months. Or maybe you start to give them other things. Or maybe you remind them that they can search the internet or they can search the MLS on your website. It's infinite on what you can tell these people to do, or at least remind them to do, right? And the key is to constantly be providing them stuff of value. So you could extrapolate that you could have 20 of these emails. They're going to go out over the course of several months. They're going to constantly provide value, right? So it's one of the hugest things that you can do. And, a lot of times when you're paying for lead systems and stuff, this is all they're doing. They're doing this on your behalf. So, this is just giving you guys the ability to do your own funnels and not have to pay for somebody else to do it. Plus, you're in control. You're structuring exactly what your message is, right? And so it's similar to, getting people into your regular monthly newsletter area. And you can certainly, in these emails, you can invite them to be part of your monthly newsletter, and you can invite them to be part of different drips, right? So, and I've, all of us have done this, where you're like, you sign up for something, and you're getting their drip campaign of, different communications, and then they're like, hey, and by the way, you can also get this. And then all of a sudden you're on 2 of their drip campaigns. I've got certain services that I've signed up for that I'm getting like 2 or 3 different drip campaigns from them. So you guys can be doing the same thing. And obviously there comes a time where you're inundating your clients with information. there is a fine line. You guys need to find that fine line. But at first, I think it's very smart, especially in this kind of a drip campaign or funnel situation. I think it's very smart to send, right away, and then the next day, and then the next day. And then maybe the fourth campaign letter is maybe 5 days or 6 days later. Okay, so we don't have to send them stuff every single day. I get annoyed. A lot of other people get annoyed. Some people say, no, you have to do that. You'll read some marketing gurus, and they'll say, no, you got to be dripping stuff every single day. And there's maybe some merit to that, but in real estate, I think it's a real quick way to turn people off, because again, we know in real estate that when you don't need a realtor, you really don't need a realtor, and you don't want to hear from the realtor that much, right? So that's why monthly newsletters are good, and just these kind of constant communications. But I would not do every day. Once a week is great, but even that, after a while, maybe you back it down to every 2 weeks or every month. So just things to think about. And any questions so far? I know I'm going fast through this stuff, but it's really, really, it is straightforward though. But again, just like Renee, she said, hey, can you help me with this stuff? I said, absolutely. So she and I went through this step by step, just the way that I'm showing you. So again, let's just do the steps one more time.
I have a question, Kevin.
Sure.
So obviously, when you do this funnel, you're not going to have this funnel out, to 100 miles from your home base. You're not going to want to sell real estate 100 miles from where you live.
No.
So how do you keep the audience confined to your general radius that you're willing to work?
That's a great question. So what we do is, if you just create this page, and it just exists, no one in the world will ever find it, right? So the only way that we're going to drive traffic to this, this page is by doing some social media marketing. So we're going to definitely, and when we do social media marketing, Bill, we're able, once we post it and we boost the post, we're able to control the radius on who's going to see that. So that's, it comes from the marketing. It comes from the, that end of the marketing side. That's how we control the radius. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So, and people are going to find these things outside your radius. People are going to, and hey, that's just great. You can always obviously just refer, oh, you know what, I don't do business out there, but I know another, Alta Realty Group agent that works out there. I'll refer you, right? So that's kind of the way that it works. Discard those changes. All right, cool. Any other questions? Okay. So again, getting back to the flow of how this works is we go into squeeze pages. And let me just, before I go into that, imagine this, guys. You can also create a text, right? You can do a text campaign, and you could say, text the word, Renee sells to 79564 to get my free home selling report. Why wouldn't you do that? So you can, and then obviously when that happens, that prospect goes into your CRM. So it really accomplishes the same thing. And we're able to assign them to that drip campaign. So again, the way it starts is from the squeeze page. And so the squeeze page, once we create that squeeze page, and again, we add new, there are 9 different forms that we can start with. These guys are just templates. So in this case, we use special loan info template to do this. Our squeeze page has nothing to do with loans, but I like the template because I was able to select a nice image. They have a very nice, already ready to go form. And so we just selected that as our template. So, don't let these titles mess you up because they're literally just a form that you're using. So we create our landing page. Then what we do is in this options area, we make sure that we are adding that to our CRM, and that we're enabling that specific drip campaign for anybody that lands on this page. So again, somebody fills out the form, we want them to automatically get an email back from us. That comes from the auto drip. So we select that specific drip campaign that we have created for this squeeze page. Super important. We also want to make sure that we get an email and a text message when somebody fills out that form, so we know that we got a lead, right? So we save that. And again, these squeeze pages, if we had to edit something, they're really easy to edit. You just put your cursor anywhere, make the changes, change the image, do whatever we need to do, save the changes, and that thing is live. So create the squeeze page. Then we go into our leads area and we create the drip. And really, as you see, you do need to create the drip kind of before you create the squeeze page. So you do create the drip. In our case, it was the home buying secrets. Then we create the page where they're going to land. So 3 parts. Then we go into pages and we add a new page, which we've already done, and we create that page. And then mechanically, we are creating a hyperlink. All we do to create a hyperlink is we highlight that text, we click on this little hyperlink button, and then we make sure that the hyperlink is going to her actual book, which has its own URL. Copy, come back over here, paste that in there. It's already there. Okay, and this is kind of a good best practice, is you always want to have this pop up in a new window. Just a little tidbit of a tip there. We save the changes, and now we're going to be sending people to this page from our drip campaign. So that's the flow. That is exactly how we create funnels. So we have run out of time, but Bill, any further comments about creating funnels?
What I do like about this process, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you can literally if you know what you're doing, you could have this up and running in a day, because they're
within an hour.
They're templated. You're not starting from scratch and trying to come up with some idea of what the page needs to look like. You just choose from the style that you want, like you said, and then you basically create that carrot or that thing of value to, you could literally be generating leads immediately. It's not like building out a website, which you've talked about in other webinars, or you and Travis have mentioned some other, macro things. This is something you can, if you're kind of slow right now, you don't have a lot of, maybe you're not as busy as you want to be, and you want to get into leads, you could do this immediately and have the faucet turned on within 24 hours.
Definitely. It's like just putting in a tiny bit of work. And so, it's just think about what you want to give away. And so I did a little research and came across this really cool resource. Let's see, what was the one that I found? Let's see, okay. Content. No, that's not it. I found a really cool spot where you can go to this, Realtor magazine, which is from NAR, and they have tons of different little handout things. So basically you could, and they have, I don't know, let's see how many they have. Yeah, look at all these different handouts. For buyers, for sellers, for homeowners. So you could conceivably go here, copy all this information, right? go to your website and create a page within your website that has that information. Right? Boom. So now you've created this page within your website that has this content that you're basically going to give to somebody that has some really good information. And what's the best part? We're sending them back to our website where they're going to be able to see other stuff. They're going to be able to search the MLS, right? So, and so, you know, you could go to our website. You can go to our, you know, this is our blog. We just call it News and Insider Tips. But you could go here and you could even, you know, steal this information. I give this stuff to you guys every month just so you can steal it and put it onto your websites. So, you know, this is the kind of stuff that you can give away. But the sky's the limit, right? You can give away a free, you know, home inspection. You could, you know, you could give away a free CMA or, you know, expert analysis. Or, you know, list with me and get free, you know, drone footage. I don't know, whatever, you know, you guys come up with what your value proposition is, right? But you can also get, you know, a lot of different ideas from this link. And I'll, of course, include
Travis, are there any things of value that are no-nos? I know from lending, you gotta be very careful with what you offer out. Is there anything for realtors that any pitfalls or anything they gotta be aware of if you're offering, you know, something of monetary value or
You mean up front, like before you've worked with them, and is that
whether you're offering like Kevin mentioned home inspection, is that above board? I mean, I know, like for me, I can't really offer a free appraisal unless you offer it to every single person. Like you can't, you know what I mean? You can't selectively choose who gets what, you know what I mean? So I just don't know if there's anything on the agent side that we would want to just be mindful of.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be mindful of stuff like that where you're paying up front and the deal could crash, and, you know, then you've paid for the home inspection up front and then you got a second deal with them where you got to do it again. You know, be mindful of some of that. There's other things you can do. I know one of our agents does, you know, free escrow on the listing side, which is something that an escrow company offers here in Southern California. So basically, he just directs the escrow over to there, and the seller gets a free escrow. I mean, there's a lot of things you can get creative with for sure.
Yeah, I would stick with information as much as
information
possible.
is always easy. Yeah. And you know what people want to see? They want to see homes usually, especially if you're trying to attract buyers and things like that. You know, if you're starting with an ebook or something like that, you got to remember that more than likely these buyers are just thinking about maybe buying a home. They haven't talked to anybody yet, maybe. And you're going to want your drip campaign to go pretty far, maybe 6 months, probably a year.
Yeah.
You know, so you're going to get the onesies, twosies that are, you know, hey, I want to get pre-approved today kind of thing. But remember that a lot of these people are really just thinking about it. And that's how you start building your pipeline now, you know?
Exactly.
So in 6 months, you have a buyer all of a sudden that pops out. I had one email me last night that's been on an email drip for about 8 months. And he said, hey, I want to go see this house. So I'm like, all right. So,
hey, it works.
Yeah.
Who knew, right, Travis?
Yeah, it's, you know, consistency always pays off when you're doing these leads. And then the other thing to think about is, you know, you can go into Facebook and schedule out your posts for up to 6 months.
Yeah.
So any of these little landing pages that you have where you're trying to collect some data, you know, you can schedule out that post for the next 6 months so that you're consistently putting out there your ebook or your offer or whatever. I'd put it out, you know, every 2 weeks or, you know, maybe once a month or something like that. And then that way you don't forget about it, you know?
That's a huge one. You know, consistency is the key. And so having that built out, you know, it doesn't take that long, guys. You can sit down, you can pound that stuff out, and then it's done.
And Travis, sorry, Kev, what was the price of the home that they wanted to see?
It's about I think it's 739.
Okay, so let's just do the math here. Travis picks up a buyer, 739. Let's just call it 700 for ease of math. And he didn't have to spend too much time building out his squeeze page. He's got everything in there. He puts the front end work ahead of time, schedules everything out. I don't think that takes very long, according to you guys. And now he is sitting on a potential $700,000 deal. Let's say it's paying 2.5% commission. What is that? 17.5. 17.5 commission off of maybe you pick up one extra deal a year, two extra deals, one extra deal a quarter if you do a good job with this. And this is just one thing, right? This is just one component to your business.
Right.
Yep. And he's just been working in the background. He came from a Facebook ad months and months and months ago. He's been on a property email drip. And out of the blue, I have no other communication with this guy aside from he's been receiving properties from me. And that's enough for him.
But that's a thing of value, right? Because
that's a thing of value. People want to see properties.
Yeah. And you've been proactive and you've done it instead of him having to maybe reach out or, you've been, proactively doing that. So now he probably feels maybe a little bit of a connection to you, even though maybe you haven't met him in person, but he's familiar with you. He's familiar with what you do and knows that you're potentially an expert in this certain area or whatever. You see how it works.
Yeah. So drive them to, get properties going to them. And if your MLS makes you do a opt-in, which most of them do, mine does not, which is actually kind of nice. You can do it through the IDX on agent marketing. You can set up the search through there and get new listings going over to them, as they come in. And truthfully, that's what people want to see. They want to see listings. So as far as, other landing page ideas, foreclosure lists are always huge. I know there's not a lot of foreclosures out there right now, but people are desperately trying to find them because they think they're more affordable. So it is a good lead in to open up a conversation. And it's not hard to set up a foreclosure list either through MLS or any other thing.
Yeah, no, that's great. And so, so all those are great ideas on how to structure lead funnels. There's literally thousands of ways to do it, but those are great ideas, Travis. And, but I want everybody to think of their own, sphere of influence, your own areas of expertise, and what you could offer as your value proposition or something very cool. And then once you get them in, obviously you want to be dripping them, like Travis said, homes. They want information about homes. So very good stuff, guys. I know we went way over today, but it's really important stuff. So thanks everybody for coming on the webinar. And we look forward to having all of you on the webinar next week. Get out there, agents, make it a great day and a great productive week. Talk to you next week.